Hi, this is Mike with Karcheckz. I'm here at this 2007 Mercedes G-Wagon G55. Here doing a pre-purchase inspection. And as I walk around this vehicle, I'll point out the things I notice. And thanks for watching. The vehicle is currently running. Sounds normal. Fans working. This one has a metal bar on the front. Noticing it has a black metallic finish. It is a little dusty and dirty here. Could use some cleaning. Be a little easier to point out some things. Noticing a little bit of paint chips on the front. Headlights look pretty clear. The hood looks to be in good condition. Noticing a couple scratches. I'm here at the driver's front wheel and tire. Tire made in 2020. It's a Yokohama. Alright, tires right around 9/32. Looks to be in good usable condition. Has a lot of life left. Here is the condition of the front brake pad. It looks like it has a lot of life left. Still usable. And it is the Mercedes brand. The rotor looks okay. It does have a little bit of warping though, I can notice, even by a visual. I suspect I might feel some feedback when I stop. Mirror has a little crack in the side of the plastic. These panels look to be in good condition. Engine is running good, no smoke. This is the driver's side back wheel and tire. Tire made in 2020, 8/32. Has a lot of life left. Here's the rear brakes. I'd say the pad looks like it's still got some life left. They're the original type. Still usable here. Rotor. The rotor looks like it may have a little bit of warping. I'll have to see about when I drive it. This here was like a protective film that's been left on too long. And it started cracking. Would think that might peel off. Probably have to buff the paint material and underneath of that. I'm sure it would peel off. Might have to heat it up a little. It's got a small chip here. Alright, back door looks pretty good. Back panels are nice. Noticing this light is out. Needs a light bulb. Couple small scratches on the corner. Noticing a couple spots here. It looks like they may have done some touch-up paint. And this side's got the same covering on it. It's cracking. It looks like a film that'd pull off with a little bit of help. Alright, we got the same tire and everything as the others. 8/32. Still got a lot of life on it. There's the rear brake pad. the original. There's the rotor. A little bit of chipping here on the chrome area. Doors look good. Noticing a little rust right here in the paint. That's kind of an odd spot for that. Got a small little chip there. Little scratch. Same wheel and tire as the rest. 8/30 seconds. Still good. Here is the front brake pad. It's got a lot of life left. There's that rotor. Looks like it has some lines in it here. That's usually when you can start feeling some feedback when you stop. But we'll have to go for a test drive to see if it's doing it. There's a scratch on the mirror. Couple small chips around it. All right, I'm having a look here on the rooftop. I'm noticing something hanging out here. I'm not sure what that is. Doesn't seem to be correct. Not sure. That's not original. There's some kind of cable coming in the roof. Not sure about what's up there. Alright, I just performed an OBD scan, and the areas in red are areas with fault codes and the green ones have none. We'll look at the report. It's coming up at 79,806 miles. Alright, looks like a pretty good match to me. One off. And here's a copy of the report. The TCM has a fault code here. And it has see here, it says there's a P2315, has something to do with the instrument cluster. Not sure what happened there. The instrument cluster is working. So the back light, that's the light bulb that was out. We had noticed there in the back. Looks like the battery may have died at some point. It had an under voltage code. And that some of this stuff, let's see here. We got some other CAN communication code with the push button. The seat heater, we'll have to check those, see if they work. Alright, just turned them on. And a copy of this will be sent to the customer. And here we go, we got some more under voltage codes, which to me makes me believe the battery may have died. These are stored. The current code would be here with the light, which I've witnessed that. Those are all stored. So we're kind of, the current ones are a little more of what's happening at the moment. Water circulation pump. That has to do with the coolant. And I'm not sure about that. It says here that one have to be checked by the dealership, and I'm just gonna provide this information here. I'm not trying to diagnose this car. It may take a long time, so I'm just gonna go through the codes here and skim by them, and we'll go from there. So brake fluid level is not okay. We'll check the fluid level here in a second. Okay, there was more voltage codes. Too high voltage. So it seems like the alternator may have pushed out a little too much power or something happened. That's a stored code. Could have been an alternator failure. Saying that the seat forward back switch is sticking. Turn signal lamp bulb faulty, right exterior mirror, and it's working. And all the rest in green are good. So that's all the items we've scanned and found that may need attention. I would recommend having each one of those addressed before you purchase it. Hopefully that all of them end up being green here. That's the goal, is not to be able to pull any red codes. Okay? Alright, this is the moment I'm going to perform a readiness test. And if these happen to come back like they are, here are green check marks. It says no DTC on the engine, which is good. The ECM is the engine control module. So if you have to get emissions, you have to go get it tested somewhere, then in this case, today, right now, at this moment, it would pass. The engine module doesn't have any trouble. Performing a battery test. Alright, which we did come up with a battery that isn't quite charged all the way, showing to be at 38% health, saying to replace. And that could have been the reason why we had some of them other codes. The battery looks to be in the status of replacement. And it does start though. So the battery does have enough power for that moment. Here's the brake fluid reservoir. Looks full and clean. Here, this reservoir here looks like it could use some fluid. Probably about 4 ounces. Here's what the oil cap inlet looks like. Looks pretty clean. The belt looks good and usable. It has 2 of them, both of them look good. Here is the engine oil, looks full and clean. There is the coolant level, looks good, has nice color. I don't see any leaks around the engine from the top area. All the hoses look to be original. I don't see any modifications. So this is the underneath view of this vehicle. Noticing just a little oil leak here from the rear main seal. Actually, it looks to be the oil pan gasket here in the back corner. And it is leaking down and make it look like the seal. It could be the seal, but I think it's the oil pan gasket. And looking way up there, I could see that the valve cover gasket's starting to leak a little bit, but it's not bad. Here's a closer view. And the other side looks good, so it's just the passenger side. I'm looking here at the drain plug. I don't think that the transmission's been serviced yet. I'm not sure what the mileage is due for at that interval, but it hasn't been completed. And this here looks like it hasn't been removed yet either. So the differentials in the transmission still have the original fluids. There's the stock exhaust system, all original. And all the ball joints and all the suspension is the original, and the original shocks. Here is under the back. I'm noticing a little bit of corrosion. Looks like it may have been up north for a short period of time. Looks like the bolts would come off okay. And this rear differential still has the original fluid. I believe this differential has the original fluid in it as well. There's some wear here on the brake pedal. Steering wheel's in good condition. The seats look pretty nice. They just have a little bit of wear. Noticing some areas here where the paint finish is missing on it, like rubbed off somehow. Not sure what's up with that. There, the moonroof does open. And this may be an antenna. There's a little gap here between the headliner and the ceiling. Same on this side. Looks like somebody may have been taking that panel off at one point. Alright, so we have the fader in the middle. We'll try the audio here. The door speakers are not playing.
94.9 The Bull, Georgia's #1 for new country. No, I've never seen nothing like her playing with flows.
The radio kind of has like a little, doesn't really have a lot of bass to it. It sounds fine, but that driver's side door speaker is not playing, and it kind of takes a little bit away from the sound. Alright, so I put on something that has a little more bass to it. This speaker's blown. Oh, it's the subwoofer blown. So the one under the seat's gone, and so is the door. Okay. Power seat works. Windows work. Looks like it has some aftermarket tint. Looks pretty legal though. These are factory tinted. And I'm noticing up close in this tint, there's some bubbles here. It's mainly toward the bottom area. Not so much up there, just in that section right there. Back seat looks to be in good condition. I can't seem to get this seatbelt to come down. It's stuck. Looks like there's some CDs with it. Couple small indentations here on the back seat. Looks pretty good though. Noticing a couple dimples across here somehow. Only in that middle area. It's like a owner's manual there. Looks like the floor mats are a little deterioration here on the back side. Seat controls work. Noticing this panel's missing some screw here on the bottom. It's loose. Says here, service A exceeded by 730 days. Doing the oil level measurement. Alright, came back as the oil level okay, which I did check and got the same result. Alright, testing the AC out. Looks like it's functioning and blowing good. Made the switch to the heat, and the heat works good, nice and quick. Seat heaters are working. So we're testing the power outlet here, and there's no signal coming out of it. So this socket here doesn't supply power for some reason. We'll try the back wiper. Looks like it's functional. There's the front one. Looks like could use a new wiper blade. Driver's side blade is kind of iffy. Alright, vehicle does not come equipped with the backup camera. Park and brake holds pretty good. Alright, so we'll turn this here, see if we hear any abnormal noises. Looks like it turns pretty good. We'll try the other way. Turns pretty good. No abnormal noise. Alright, gonna test out the 4x4. Showing differential lock here. Alright, I can definitely feel it. It is in 4x4, it's working. And these are the lights that are illuminating here. I'm not seeing this light coming on top though. All right. All right, we're still in differential lock for some reason. I'm not seeing that it's coming out of it for some reason. I'm not sure why not. Still says differential lock. And these lights are staying on. Alright, so it came out. Just had to drive it just a little bit. We'll take it for a test drive. It's got real good acceleration. Notice a little bit of wind noise here. Here's like sounds like air coming from the moonroof because of this cord. Shifts through all the gears nice. Seems to run and drive like a normal G-Wagon. Handles the bumps well. The brakes are kind of soft a little bit. I could feel that feedback in the rotors. Just a little bit. So I noticed the rotors had a little bit of warpage there at the inspection, and it stops pretty decent, but I could feel it. I would recommend a new set of brake rotors for this vehicle, and it would make it a little bit better. Alright, here's the dealership, the vehicle that is for sale. They're selling it. Million Mile Motors. Alright, just finished the test drive here, and there's no warning lights. We'll turn it off, turn it back on. That's what it says. And remote works. All right, so that concludes the inspection here for this 2007 Mercedes G-Wagon 55. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Thanks.